Question 17 of exercise 4J. It asks if the date is the 29th of March and it is 3 p.m. in Perth, what is the time and date in these places? Okay. So first one we have is Italy, the second one is Alaska, and last we got Chile. All right, so 29 of March, 3 p.m. Perth. Now, Perth is in Western Australia, and Western Australia uses the Western Standard Time. Okay, which is UTC plus 8. So that means that it is 8 hours ahead of the UTC time or the time in the UK. Okay. All right. So we just need to know. So we want to know what the time zone that Italy is in. Okay. Now there's actually two methods of doing this question. I'll show you both and you can decide which method you would prefer. Okay, so let's go to page 256 of our textbook. All right, so okay, so I can't see Italy on this one here, so we're gonna go to page 257. So Italy is here, and we can see that it is UTC plus 1. It is 1 hour ahead of the UK time. Okay, right, so it is UTC plus 1. So what that means is Italy is 7 hours behind Perth. Right, so how do you get 7 hours? This one is 1 hour ahead of the UTC time. This one, Perth is 8 hours ahead. Okay, so Perth is 7 hours ahead of Italy, or Italy is 7 hours behind Perth. So 7 hours behind, what I would do is I would subtract the 7 hours from the 3 p.m. So 3 p.m. I can change that to the 24 hours time p.m. So add 12 to the 3, and I'm going to get 1500. Okay, minus 7 hours, 700, and that's going to give us 8. Okay, and this is 24-hour time. Okay, which is the same as 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay, now we got the time. What's the date? Well, it's still in the same date, right? We haven't gone past, when we subtract this, we haven't gone past 12 midnight, so it's still in the same date. So this is still the 29th of March. Okay, right, what about Alaska? Now Alaska is all the way in the Americas, so I would expect it to actually go past the 12 midnight. Okay, so that's my prediction. Let's check with our map. So Alaska is on page 256. Alaska is all the way here. Okay, now we can see that Alaska is to the west, so it's going to be behind UTC time. Okay, All right, so Alaska uses UTC minus 9. Okay, now Alaska, just be careful, even though it's in this 10 and 11 region, you can see here that it uses 9. Okay, so 9 hours behind the UK time, and that's just because um, it wants to keep a consistent time with the United States. Okay, remember Alaska is one of the states, okay, in of the United States, so they want to use a time that is consistent with the rest of the country. Okay. All right, so it uses UTC minus 9. Right, so what that means is Alaska is it's going to be 17 hours behind Perth. Oh, I missed an R there. Behind Perth. So how do you get the 17? Perth is 8 hours in front of UTC. Alaska is 9 hours behind. Okay, so I take the 8 and I plus the 9 here. So if you can imagine, I'll draw this here. All right, so Alaska, the United Kingdom, who uses UTC, and then we've got Perth. So Perth is 8 hours ahead. Alaska is 9 hours behind the UK. So as you can see there, if we add them together, that's 17 hours, okay, of time difference. So again, what we do, take 3 p.m. minus 17. So same thing. All right, so we have 1500 minus 1700. Now, as you can see here, that this is going to go past midnight, okay? And it's going to go, so not only that it go past midnight, but it's going to go 2 hours before midnight. So this is going to give me, so past midnight, that's 24, and this is 2 hours before that, so it's going to be 2200 of the previous day. Okay, so that is the same as 10 p.m. Oh, sorry, 10 p.m. of 28th of March. Okay, so we were correct in our prediction. It's gonna change the date. Okay, and then finally we've got Chile. So Chile is in the South America. You can see here that Chile is 5 hours behind the United Kingdom. All right, so Chile uses UTC minus 5. All right, so Chile is, so same deal with Alaska. Okay, we can draw a diagram. Okay, so this one is for Chile, this one's for United Kingdom, and this one is for Perth. Okay, so Chile is 5 hours behind, Perth is 8 hours ahead. So together, 5 plus 8 That's 13 hours behind Perth. All right. And so we got 3 p.m. So 1500 minus 1300, and that's going to give us 200 in 24 hours time. Okay, which is the same as 2 a.m. of the 29th of March. Okay, now so this is one way of doing this question. The other way of doing this is you can change this time here to the UTC time first. Okay, so basically you would subtract 8 from 3 p.m. It's 8 hours from 3 p.m. Okay, and so 15 minus 8 is going to give us 7. So 7 in the morning in the United Kingdom. And then from there, we can work out, okay, so Italy is 1 hour ahead. So take the 7 plus 1, it's going to give us 8 in the morning. Alaska is 9th hour behind, so 7 minus 9. Okay, so we know that 7 minus 9 is -2. So that means it is 2 hours before midnight. Okay, so it's 10 p.m. of the previous day. And Chile is 5 hours behind UTC. So take 7 minus 5, and it's going to give you 2 in the morning. Okay, so that's the second method. So you can choose whichever method you prefer. Okay, as long as you're comfortable with that method, I'm happy with that. So I hope that this helps you with question 17.